I remember it like it was yesterday. I was studying business statistics, right? Which was hard for me anyway. And I remember closing my book and I looked at my twin brother and I said, I quit. And it ended up being one of the best things I ever did.
Personally, I didn't get the opportunity to go to college, and I'm glad I didn't, because you meet a friend and they're like, oh, so where'd you go to school? You know, they're kind of asking where you went. I'm like, I went to the School of Hard Knocks.
I would rather be street smart than book smart any day, and I learned a lot the same way you did. My dad, with his small grocery store, when I was 8 years old, he gave me the opportunity to sell popcorn in front of his grocery store. 25 cents a bag, so every Saturday you'd see me there, and then at the end of the day, we'd pay off the popcorn and oil, and then my dad would take half and we would take half. I could never repay him for the education my dad gave me. It's so valuable. He taught me how to work. I picked up a racket when I was 13, and it was racquetball was a sport to me that came easy to me, right? So by the time I was 17, 18 years old, I was a professional. So I spent a lot of time inside the court. And at that same club was the same club that offered me a job when at the time I was living in Orlando, Florida. The club was losing money, and they said, hey, Peter, if you come back and run this club for us, we'll pay you $16,000 a year, but we'll give you an opportunity to buy us out with the profits that the business generates. So for me, that was the opportunity that I needed. I had to get creative. I started bartering. So I went to the carpet store in town, and I said, tell you what, I don't have any money, but I have memberships. How about if you give me carpet and I'll give you memberships for all your employees? And to my surprise, many of them said, okay. Slowly the membership base began to grow. And over a matter of 4 years, the business went from losing 200 grand a year to making $200,000 a year. I went right back to the bank, got another loan, built another club. Now I had 2 clubs paying 1 loan. So you know what, when you start with nothing, you're fearless.
Crazy, a lot of your buddies are probably still up in St. Cloud.
St. Cloud, hey Peter, let's go party, let's do this, that. I mean, it's the typical life of a 22-year-old.
Right.
And you know, I remember when I came into the club, I had an all-staff meeting. And I said, hey, tomorrow we're going to clean. The next day I come to work, and before I'm getting ready to start cleaning, there's probably 40, 50 people there. About 3 or 4 of them step forward, speaking on behalf of the group, and they said, hey Peter, we just want you to know, we don't clean. Okay, that's not what we do. In other words, that's not in our job description. I look at them, you're talking about a character building moment. I take a step back. I don't know half of their names, right? I've been there all of 2 days. And I said, and you also don't have a job. I had to do it, right? And those were character building moments, and I filled in the voids where I had to. But I tell you what, that's how we were able to grow that membership base so fast, because I said, you know, when people come in, we're gonna call them by name. This club is gonna be clean, and we're gonna deliver on our promise, helping people get fit. I took the 1 club and I built it into 6 clubs. These were clubs with indoor pools, racquetball, aerobic studios. They were big clubs. I sold them, and what it got me to do, it got me to think about what if. So I asked myself, what if I eliminate racquetball courts? What if I eliminate aerobic studios? What if I eliminate the swimming pool and childcare?
Overhead and
all of it. So this club that was normally 40,000 square feet was suddenly 4,000 feet. Instead of having 50 employees, I had 2, right? The unit level economics came in place. So I built 1 club. And in 90 days, I sold enough memberships in 90 days to cash flow the business for the year. And that was the starting point of what today is known as Snap Fitness, with a couple thousand locations around the world, and then multiple other brands that we've developed since then. Did I know at that time I was gonna build one of the largest franchises in the world? Of course not.
Your vision of success, now that you're here, you have it, you got your cars and you got your beautiful home, and is it what you think, or is there some things, with the success you've had, things, maybe you do differently, or?
I've never been lonelier in my life than I am right now. Which, as crazy as that sounds, I've never been lonelier. And when people say money can't buy happiness, it's the truth. There is so much truth in that. I pinch myself every day. I walk outside this beautiful home, and my beautiful home in Florida, or when I'm boating or planing, whatever I'm doing, I say, how did I get here, right? And why me, God? What is your plan for me? But you need to have someone to share it with. You need that's one part of it. And then living life with purpose. What's the rest of my life look like? It looks like diversity. I love my lodge in Africa in the Serengeti, and trying to do good there, try to make a dent in anti-poaching. I could show you some of the most inhumane videos of poaching that you can imagine, that literally you'll be in disbelief of what it is. It is a lot of work yet to do, for sure.
Well, I mean, you have that presence to you. People, you're good leaders. People want to follow you. The more people see you doing things, the more people will follow on, and then they'll do it and people will follow them. And
yeah, I hope you're right. You know what? I'm a really passionate guy. Hopefully, when people are hearing what I'm saying, I'm just hoping that they can grab little life lessons along the way. Being an entrepreneur is getting in there every day, spitting in your palms and going after it, chasing it down every day. And win or lose doesn't matter. I always say, if you haven't failed in business, you're not trying hard enough. Failing is part of growing. Pain is part of growing. And that's not only in business, that's in your personal life as well. And I can't stress it enough that don't be afraid to fail.